shouted, and two people looked away. One person really counted.
No? Hello? Let's see. Can you hear me? Good. That makes my job so much easier. Because, amazingly, I just acquired this job about 5 minutes ago. So, my name is, let me start this way. I am not Marion von Nyman, the director of SingPortland. My name is William. And our choir is going to be coming on in just a moment. But first, I just wish to welcome you. Pull this up a little bit more. To welcome you to this fundraising event for A Reason to Smile. So thank you, first and foremost. Also, there was a little bit of miscommunication that the event was starting at 7 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock. So our sincere apologies if we disrupted your evening. It was not our intention. I think the choir is coming on right now, so as they're talking, a little bit of information. First of all, restrooms are located in the back, down the stairs. There's many, many of them, so no need to fight. Also, the evening, this is a fundraiser, and primarily funds are being raised for the Rising Hope Foundation through a silent auction that is happening in this reception area over here. You are welcome to bid on the silent auction items. I'll tell you a little bit more about them as we progress through the evening. And let's see what else. The evening is going to be sort of in 3 musical offerings. We're going to sing in just a little bit. Wow. I'm in good company. We're going to sing as SingPortland. Then Fools in Paradise, which is a wonderful marimba ensemble, will be playing over in the reception area. And then the last performance will be sort of a combined Fools in Paradise, SingPortland hullabaloo. And I think that's about it for now. Then there's going to be a presentation from Adida, who has joined us from Uganda, whose story you will hear much more about from, thank you, she just stood up in the back, and you will see her and hear more of her incredibly inspiring story as the evening goes along. There'll be a presentation for that also. And her story is really one of joy and one of hope and redemption. And this evening is really a combined effort on so many people's parts. The singers, Marion, the conductor, Gabe, there's a huge amount of people that came together to create this evening. And it is out of joy and hope that we all come together. And so if you can walk away with a sense of that, and I don't think it will be very hard for you to catch the spirit of what you're about to experience. But it is just our sincere hope that we bring some joy and hope into your life. So thank you, welcome, and without further ado, here is Marion.
They are members of the band Fools in Paradise, and you'll hear a lot more from them. And we're going to start our first song, which is a song from the miners. It originated in Zimbabwe, but it was really made popular in South Africa. Shosholoza, and it's a song for solidarity. Nelson Mandela sang it a lot when he was at Robben Island during his work to give him strength to do the work and give it some levity. Shosholoza. song to start with to help Edida raise money to educate children in Uganda. The next song is Walk a Mile in My Shoes. And even though Edida didn't have shoes until high school, I want you to imagine what her life was like and how much it changed through education. Marvelous things. We can do marvelous things, and we're going to find out how marvelous tonight.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Someday we'll meet 10 million miles away. Someday we'll meet in a land that's rich and green. Someday we'll meet in a land of plenty, and we'll rise up on high in our song.
Someday we'll meet 10 million miles away. Someday we'll meet in a land that's rich and green. Someday we'll meet in a land of plenty, and we'll rise up on high in our song. Someday we'll meet 10 million miles away. Someday we'll meet in a land that's rich and green. Someday we'll meet in a land of plenty, and we'll rise up on high in our song. Someday we'll meet 10 million miles away. Someday we'll meet in a land that's rich and green. Someday we'll meet in a land of plenty, and we'll rise up on high in our song. Someday we'll meet 10 million miles away. Someday we'll meet in a land that's rich and green. Someday we'll meet in a land of plenty, and we'll rise up on high in our song. Someday we'll meet 10 million miles away. Someday we'll meet in a land that's rich and green. Someday we'll meet in a land of plenty, and we'll rise up on high in our song.
Are you ready to sing a song with us?
Yeah.
The idea of SingPortland is that anybody can sing, and that the world would be a better place if we all sang again. So we're inviting you right now, right here, with an African song. We can start with something simple. This is a song from South Africa. It's called Somagwaza. And it is sung when the boys have gone away for a ritual to enter into manhood, and when they come back to the village, this song is being sung. And the lyrics mean he who is big enough to carry his own spear no longer needs his mother. Go figure, there's a doctor. So the words are Somagwaza. That's really the hardest word. The rest is Awe,
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 Somagwaza.
Somagwaza.
And it goes like this. Awe, Awe, Somagwaza. Let's try that. Choir will help you out.
Awe, Awe, Somagwaza. Awe, Awe, Somagwaza. Awe, Awe, Somagwaza. Awe, Awe, Somagwaza.
Got it. So that's what you're going to sing, and the choir is going to layer other parts on it. And it may sound confusing because it has all these beautiful African-style layers, and it's not all lined up exactly, except the word Somagwaza. So when you sing Sumaguaza with everybody else, you're right on. Just keep going. If not, just wait till the crowd sings Sumaguaza again, and then you can join in. All right. So I'm going to have the baritone start with the part that you just learned. So help him out, and then we'll have the other lady. We'll keep going. Okay, you ready? Join us with your mbira. So mbira is an African thumb piano. We're going to sing a Zulu prayer for you, and the words mean we will meet again in paradise. And Kite is going to accompany us on mbira. While Kite is having a seat, we're going to do a song that I forgot. Shona Malanga. Shona Malanga is also a song from Southern Africa. And it's a song that the servants would sing when they had their day off on Thursdays during apartheid. And they would talk and sing about how they could end the situation of apartheid. And the song also has a few Portuguese words in there, and the meaning is the fight must continue. Shona Malanga. fight to end poverty. And I love Nelson Mandela saying that it is never too late to do good work. And I hope you do lots of good work today for Rising Hope Foundation. All right, now we're back to the Zulu prayer. Noyana, we will meet again in paradise. Thank you. We're going to move on to the 23rd song, The Lord is My Shepherd and I Have All I Need, with the Lesotho version of it. Yeah?
Okay.
You want? last song of this set. And our last song is Bambelela, which means never give up. And it's actually very simple, so if you feel inspired to sing along, please do. We're thrilled to be part of this benefit event. We love singing African music. A lot of these songs are just learned on the street, call and response, which is, by the way, how SingPortland learns their songs. Not on the street, but with call and response. And we always share our concert proceeds with charity. And it's this is a great way to give back to Africa because we have so many songs from there. And who knows who the composers is? Usually there's no name attached to it, but it's a great way to give back. So thank you for supporting Rising Hope. Thank you for being here and enjoy the rest of the evening. William, do you have any exciting things to say while we walk off stage?
What was that? Tell people they can come and join us in the SingPortland choir in song? No. And are you saying anybody can come? What if you don't know how to sing? Well, there you have it. If you walk, you can talk. If you walk, you can dance. If you talk, you can sing. What he said. There you go. We do. Actually, it's a non-audition choir, and it meets 3 times a week, 3 different days.
Coming once a week is enough.
But coming once a week is enough. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I've been healed. And as a matter of fact, one of the auction items is will be a term. You can bid to sing for 1 term in the choir, and then there's another auction item in that room over there for 4 rehearsal sessions. So that's 2 of the items that you can bid on. I think that would be a fabulous idea. Hello again.
Bye, William.
Goodbye, Henrik. Well, what do you think? Was that a reason to smile? Bravo! I'm glad you agree. Okay, back to business here. That was the first musical set. There will be 2 more coming. There is a silent auction in that room during the intermission. You're welcome to go now, but there is, during the intermission, that will be really the prime time to do that. There is, let's see, an hour of massage. You can bid on an hour of massage, although I might get that. Let's see, Dr. Michael. Has Dr. Michael already left the house? Dr. Michael's already left the house. Wonderful practitioner of the Chinese art of acupuncture. So we'll get to the point there. And that's something you can bid on. And let's see, a $50 gift certificate to Hannah Anderson. And 3 wonderful different gift baskets, African influenced. And there's jewelry and clothing and things like that. We already talked about there's a term membership for SingPortland, 4 rehearsal sessions. And I have to tell you, the choir is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And everything that everyone said behind me there is absolutely true. You don't need to know how to sing. We do believe that everyone can actually sing. But one of the things that you could bid on, if you just want to kind of get your feet wet a little bit, would be the 4 rehearsal sessions. Because you can come, you can play around a little bit, and oftentimes one of the more obscure things we do is actually have people lie or sit on the floor and we sing to them. It may sound peculiar, but it's a true blessing. And if for no other reason, I would bid on that just to come and experience that. You know what I'm talking about. Yes. All right. I think now that's about everything there. And now, actually, it's my honor, privilege, to introduce a gentleman, Gabe Fasolino, who was integral in becoming a mentor and a patron of the Rising Hope Foundation. And he's going to speak to you much more eloquently and with much more knowledge than I am. So would you please be kind in welcoming Gabe Fasolino.
William, wonderful job, especially being as you didn't know you were going to be doing this morning. I have so many reasons to smile right now. The music we just heard, isn't it amazing how Music that you don't even understand a single word of can touch you, can bring joy to your heart. And I so appreciate Marion and the SingPortland choir. They are amazing. She is an amazing, amazing artist with an ability to bring the most joyful, beautiful music out of people, whether they have singing experience or not. So can we please give them another round of applause? Now, many other reasons to smile. How many of you have ever been to Africa? Several of you. Excellent. So those of you who have, I imagine you, like I, may have been out in the bush where you see people who really don't know where tomorrow's food is going to come from. You see children who don't have the opportunity to grow and develop such that they can break the cycle of poverty and disease and hunger in those rural villages. Yet education is the tool that does break that cycle. And when I was in Africa 2 years ago, I met an inspiring woman who grew up under those conditions. But through the help of friends and mentors, she managed to complete her grade school schooling, which is unusual. She managed to complete her secondary schooling, which is extremely unusual. She got a bachelor's degree and then a master's degree. She is the only child, the only girl rather, from her primary school that has completed college. And when I met her, I was inspired by what she had done with her life and how she had created the Rising Hope Foundation to give other children like herself, growing up in those conditions, the precious gift, the priceless gift of education and mentorship. And out of that, I had the opportunity to work with her as she wrote a book, which is available for sale here. I Have a Tree, which tells the story of a young girl growing up in those conditions. I worked with her as she started the Rising Hope Foundation, and I had the extreme honor of her adopting me as her father. And in a minute, I'll introduce her to you. But out of that, she also adopted my daughter Gina as her sister. And so first of all, Gina, who took the lead on putting this concert together, thank you so much. I love you. And now I want to introduce my other daughter, Edida. And I am not going to say any more because she will say it all. Hello, dear.
Good evening, America. Yeah, when you look at me, you look at Africa, it's like Africa is one big place, one big country. So when I look at you, I see America. I'm extremely honored this evening to be here addressing you. I'm extremely honored to have you spend your time, your evening, coming to be part of my vision, part of my dream. I want to thank you, Gina, my sister, for putting this together. Thank you, Dad. He puts himself forward to me like I can rely on him in any way, just like any dad could do for a daughter. I want to thank all of you for being here and to recognize your presence. Being in America, once again, is a humbling experience for me because the first time I was here was last year, and I was with my family, and we were loved, and we were spoiled, and we went back home with a very wonderful picture of America. I am so back, really honored to be back, and so blessed. I want, before I go on, to recognize the presence of the directors of Kenya Keys, which is a very wonderful partner of Rising Hope Foundation. Mama Rinda and Baba Brent, these are wonderful partners of Africa. They are also doing wonderful, wonderful work in Africa and supporting Rising Hope Foundation at that. Thank you so much. And everyone who has supported us in many other ways. I want to talk about life in Africa and life in the rural Africa and the challenges of being an African child. And I will tell the story of Daphne. Daphne is a girl that I support through Rising Hope Foundation. When I met her, she had finished her primary school and was dropping out of school. Her father had died of AIDS, her mother living with HIV, and Daphne has no one to take care of her because the mother is weak, the father is dead. The father's family threw out the mother out of the home after the father had died. This is a common occurrence in Africa. Why? Because many women are not empowered. They don't know their rights. So once the husband dies, they'll be kicked out of the home and they have no choice. So when I met Daphne at 13, she was lined up for marriage. She was supposed to be married off to someone who could take care of her. And she looked at me and cried and said, even if I go to secondary school, I can't last there even 2 terms. I looked at her and I understood her pain. I understood her pain because I have been there, because I have walked that road, because I have lacked school fees and I know how it feels. There are so many of them that come with desperate situations. Catherine had to work from the age of 12, supporting herself with school fees. I mean, a child of 12 has better things to do than work to pay school fees, but Catherine had to work, pay school fees from the age of 12 until I discovered her, and my husband and I decided to support her. A number of them, many of them, and their stories are all desperate. Their stories are like a repeat of each other. I cannot keep a blind eye. I have to look at them. I have to support them. Facts about Africa is that it's challenging. More than 40% live below the poverty line. If you understand what that means, it's a very desperate situation. There is limited advancement for young people in education and in life. More than 70% of the children who start primary school in Uganda specifically do not transit to secondary school. That's a very desperate situation, which explains why I am the only girl to have gone through my primary school who is now a university graduate. When I say that, sometimes people think that's a big achievement. Well, it is. But do you realize that I have no one to network with? Do you realize I cannot go back to my village and find the people I went to school with who think at the same level as I? That's not a very beautiful situation. This is my primary school, where I went. And until now, this is the same classroom where people sit. Now that is my childhood home. Okay. As I show this house, I want you to imagine growing up in this home. Would you want to think what kind of beddings we had in that home? Would you want to imagine what clothes we wore in that home? Would you want to think about what kind of food we ate in that home? Or where we went for treatment when we were sick? And would you like to appreciate who you are? It is real, poverty is real, and poverty kills. There is no advantage to poverty. My brother, my eldest brother, my childhood hero died, and I think there was no other reason other than poverty. No diagnosis, no treatment, no post-mortem. He just had a headache, and a headache, and then a headache, and then he died and was buried. And that's it. So I hate poverty with a passion. And if I had a way, I would change life for everyone. But, well, we are here to think about how we can do that together. When I finished school, I realized I had no choice but to set up something better for my family, and that was my first project, my first achievement. So my family lived better, lived happily ever after. Yes, okay, long done with poverty. That's where I live now. Isn't it a big jump? Let's compare my two homes. Okay, those are my two different homes. My childhood home, my current home. I think it is clear that education is such a tool that can transform the life of an African child, or the life of any child. Yes, education is a tool that transforms the life of anybody. From this one first home to that second home is quite a big jump, and it's only education that has gotten me there. And I believe that that same tool that has done it for me can do it for very many other children who are walking that same road that I walked. And so I decided to give my gift to the world as transforming other children, paying school fees where I can, mentoring these children, going back to the rural schools with my life story and telling them that if I can, then you can. If I did it, then you can do it. Motivating them with my story. And I have put together a team of other people, other mentors, who also grew up the same way and who are willing to share their story and to motivate other children with their story. And we are doing that, and we love it with a passion, because we see the children's eyes brighten and realize that there is hope for them, that there is a future for them. When we share that we walked without shoes, I got my first pair of shoes at 15, and that was not easy. But I can assure you, I have made up for that. Yes. So, I am here to invite you, that you join me on this journey, and we transform the lives of those poor, desperate children together. I love the words of Lupita Nyong'o. Someone knows Lupita Nyong'o? Okay, she's our new African hero. She's a Kenyan who won an Oscar recently, and she says that wherever you're from, your dreams are valid. I believe my dreams are valid. And so are the dreams of Daphne. And so are the dreams of Catherine. And so are the dreams of many other children. If we can be able to make some space in our hearts to reach out and to touch them, to hold their hand and walk with them. Yeah, there is a lot of sacrifice doing this work. There is a lot of sacrifice. I mean, shouldn't I be home with my family and, taking care of them? Or shouldn't you be home anyway? But I am all the way in America talking to help children that actually I did not give birth to. To be honest, my children are well taken care of. To be honest, my daughters, Rachel and Rebecca, go to an international school and I can afford it. Why? Because I had the opportunity. I am exposing them, me and their father, exposing them to the life that will give them a future. And we are sure that if they don't squander the opportunity, they'll have a future. But I am all the way talking to help the children that are not mine. I mean, there are those times when I think, do I have to do this? I mean, aren't I cared for, aren't I taken care of? Then I realize that if it's for Daphne, if it's for Catherine, if it's for all those children that I can transform, I'll beg if I must. But I'll do something. And the achievements are encouraging. We have educated as a family someone who is now an engineer, someone who is now an accountant, someone who is a social worker, someone who is a counselor. We have a transport economist at university. We have someone who did BBA, who is doing BBA at university. We have students in high school, just as our family. And as Rising Hope Foundation, we started last year to take on students, and we have 8 students in senior 1, the first year of secondary school. It's a beautiful experience. You may want to experience this with me. Yeah, we can all do something. You can choose to give a donation today. Buy the book, I Have a Dream, which I authored. How does it feel to have an African author in the house? This book that I authored and realized that honestly, with or without this book, I can still eat food. So I donated this book to charity. Whatever money comes from this book goes to the Rising Hope Foundation and helps us with our activities. So please pick a copy. And I couldn't carry many of them, but at least what I carried, take, so that you can support our cause. Make a donation through our website, www.risinghopefoundation.net. Commit in any way. Would you like to commit to $5, $10 a month, $100, or anything? Otherwise, Karibu, Uganda. You're welcome to Uganda. Fondly known as the Pearl of Africa. It's a very beautiful land with very beautiful people, evidently. And a lot of tourism and so much. And I hope that you will commit tonight that we can walk this journey together. Before I finish, I know there have been so many people that have contributed to this and continue to contribute to this, but I want to humbly request 3 people to pick these humble certificates from Rising Hope Foundation. And these include my very own dad, agreed that of all his children, I look like him the most. And my very own sister, Gina. Agreed that I look like Dad more than she does.
perfect resemblance.
And our dear, wonderful SingPortland. Okay, everyone has really made an effort. All of us, all of you. Marion is another sister from another mother. And I rest my case.
Hello again. Well, it is now officially time to stretch. It is intermission, and we invite you to explore the beautiful old church here, the reception room over here, to please bid on the silent auction items that are there. There are also some wonderful gifts on the back table. Adida's book is also back there for purchase. So please feel free to explore, to be generous, to say hello to someone, to